So now I have to write a code for public list node insert. Okay. So now the another question is that the next one is that I have to insert a node in a linked list. So already suppose I have a linked list like this. So suppose I have a linked list like 1, 2, 3, and none. Suppose this is a linked list, and suppose I want to add 5 at second position. So once I add this linked list will become what? This linked list will become 1, then it will become 5, then it will become 2, and then it will become 3, right? And then the modified linked list has a head is equal to 1, so I have to basically return 1 here. So this is what we have to do inside this function. So we have been given a head of a linked list, we have been given data, and we have given the position k where I have to go and insert it, right? And this is how we have to. Can anybody help me with the code? How can we write it? Vivek, I'll start with you. Vivek, can you help me? What is the first line of code that we should write inside this for inserting the element? Or I can do one thing. Let me copy this and let me put into our session thing. Question is clear, right, Vivek? You there?
Yeah.
Perfect. Meanwhile, everybody try to think about it, how to. It's a very simple state. I think most of you have already done it because you guys know the basic data structure. I understand, but just try to give it a look because sometimes this gets tricky. So you guys also think about and be very critical when Vivek is writing the code and suggest wherever you feel that he is going wrong. And Vivek, just think that you are writing a production level code, okay? So basically, when I say production level, try to look for all the boundary cases when you're writing the code.
Yeah, sure.
Don't use 3, use k here. Why have you put 3 count?
We should be inserting a second question, right?
No. So that was just an example. You have to solve it for k, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
the position is k. You have to solve it for k.
Oh, yeah.
So Vivek, in which language normally you code in your company? What is the language of your choice?
Python.
Python. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can see it. Cool. Are you done?
Yeah.
So I'm not going by the syntax. There are few syntax errors, but it's totally fine. So I'm not looking for the syntax, but there are few vital errors here. So can anybody tell me what are the problems in this solution? Anybody?
Yeah. The main difference between the arrays and the linked list is that unlike arrays, we have to iterate in the linked list to the position where we want to insert the new node.
Okay. So I think he has done that, right? In this while loop, he has done the same thing. So if he has to go he had to insert at the kth position, he is going to the k minus 1th node with this while loop. So I think this he has done, right? Anything else that he has missed? I see a few things he has missed.
A few moments later.
Yes, very nice point. So basically, we also need to check whether the k value that has been given is a valid value or not. So if the value of k is less than equal to 0, right? So the position can only be start from the first, second, and third, right? So if the k value is less than equal to 0, then also we cannot do anything. So that is one validation that we need to do at the start. And suppose the size of your linked list is say 3, and you are trying to add the element at the k equal to 10 at the 10th position. That also doesn't make sense because we only have 3 elements in the linked list, and we cannot go at the 10th position because the 10th position doesn't exist in that particular linked list, right? So we have to, first of all, we have to check whether the k is valid or not, and only when the k is valid, we should go ahead with the logic of inserting the element at the kth position. And this is the trick. This is the trick. So basically, suppose my linked list is like this. Okay, so this is 1, then this is 2, then this is 3, and this is null. Okay. Now I have to insert, right? Now insertion can happen at this place when it is the first position. Insertion can happen at the end, after end, right? After end, or it can happen somewhere in between here, right? So suppose if insertion has happened at the head, in that case, what we need to do? I need to suppose, and the 7 has to be inserted, right? So what I do, I first create a 7 new node, okay, and I simply pass the next 7 as 1. New head becomes equals to 7, right? And I return this, right? Case when I have to add 7 at the end. In that case, what I do, I simply go till the last moment, and here I come, instead of null, I just add 7 here. Now 4 start pointing to 7, and 7 start pointing to null, and I have to remove this pointer. If suppose 7 has to insert it at third position, right? What I need to do, I have to first create a 7 here, right? I should know what is the next pointer of 2. So the next pointer of 2 is 3. So basically I have to make the 7 also pointing to the 3. First of all, I'll do this, right? Once I know that 7 has started pointing to 3, I have to delete this pointer, right? And then I'll just make 2 point to the 7 now. This is what I have to do, right? So basically any node can be added either at the head, either at the end, or either in the middle. When it is at the head, it's very simple. You just point that particular newly created node, next node as a head, and you return that. If it has to be done at the end, it is also very simple. Only when it is in the middle of something, what you need to do, we have to first create a new node. New node next should be the the position at which it has to be added, and the previous node you have to just pass it to the 7. This is what we need to do in the insertion code, right? And we have to consider all the boundary cases.